Hey, this is Mark Trammell, and welcome to another edition of Mark's Movies. On today's show, we're going to take a look at Captain America, the Winter Soldier, the latest Marvel blockbuster, or would-be blockbuster. It is. I mean, it's huge. It's already made billions of dollars, or at least millions. I don't know the exact figures, but yeah, it's number one. It's doing slam dunk business as expected. And I will definitely say, okay, there's probably not a lot here that's going to convert you if you're not into the whole superhero shtick kind of thing. I'll allow that. But at the same time, if you were maybe a little disappointed by the first Captain America, never fear, this one's firmly set in the modern age, whereas that one was set in World War II era, 1940s. And I think that was kind of a turnoff to some people that don't like period piece kind of stuff. This is not that. This is firmly modern. It's wall to wall action. I mean, you don't get a whole lot of exposition here, and what you get is fairly simple. Basically, there's you got your shield, and they're the ones that command the superheroes, the Avengers, and other hangers-on superhero types. And within SHIELD, there's somebody evil that's trying to infiltrate SHIELD and take it over from within, and they're called the organization is called Hydra. And Hydra has people that work for it that have infiltrated SHIELD and are trying to bring it down from within. That's really about all there is to it. There's more if you're that interested, and I'm sure there's details that comic book geek types would get more out of than I did. But as someone who, somewhat familiar with the comics, but not like a die-hard comic fan, I understood exactly what was going on pretty much at all times. Didn't have to get bogged down in all the geek detail stuff. It's there if you're interested. If not, then you can sit back and enjoy it, and it won't affect your enjoyment at all. There's a great scene early on where they're trying to entrap Samuel Jackson's character Nick Fury, and he's in this hyper badass car that's bulletproof and can fly and all kinds of crazy stuff, and he just proves himself maybe the hardest to kill person ever. I mean, they cannot pin this guy down. An entire army of dudes comes at him, and he is just whipping them off one by one. It's badass. If you like Samuel Jackson and you like to see him kicking butt, then you will love this sequence. It's super intense and great. You also, if you're a Scarlett Johansson fan, and I totally am, I love more than any male superhero watching female superheroes kick ass. Scarlett didn't have a huge role in the Avengers. That was about the only bad thing I could say about the Avengers, because I love the Avengers. How can you go wrong with Joss Whedon? But Scarlett Johansson didn't have a huge part in that. Here she is front and center. It's her and Captain America side by side fighting stuff, occasionally going off and fighting stuff separately, but you get plenty of Scarlett this time around. You get some more backstory of her character, so you fills in the character, makes it a little more relatable. You've also got Anthony Mackie playing kind of a guy that's a former military man that's retired, helps people with PTSD. Captain America recruits him because he's not part of SHIELD and he knows they can trust him. And he's got some tricks up his sleeve too that are really interesting. He's a super likable guy. I've seen him in a few things. I can't think of what exactly I've seen him in. I want to say maybe he was in Tropic Thunder, but I may be wrong there. But really likable actor. I think he's going to be a huge star. Really cool guy. So there you go. You got the three main superheroes kicking butt. You've got elaborate action set pieces, a really pull out the stops finale. You got a great villain in the Winter Soldier, who has a hidden identity that will be familiar to fans of the Captain America franchise. And so for that reason, you might want to at least have watched the original so you know who this character is. Otherwise, you'll just be like, who's this guy, when it does reveal who it is. But other than that, you should be able to enjoy this regardless. It's just a fun, pre-summer technically movie, but it might as well be a summer blockbuster. Let's face it, for all intents and purposes, it is. It's just early out the gate, and you know, if you like this sort of thing, you're gonna love it. 3D wise, I mean, if you absolutely have to watch it in 3D, I guess you won't be disappointed, but it doesn't really add that much to it. Like, certainly I wouldn't put it on the level of the Avengers. It's good 3D, but not great. So it's up to you whether you want to spend the extra cash, but honestly, if you went the 2D route, I don't think you'd be disappointed. There's nothing that wowed me so much that I would be like, you have to see this in 3D. So there you go, take that with a grain of salt, I'd say. Beyond that, you know, it's just a fun movie. Check it out. If you like Marvel superhero stuff, you're going to love this.